Hey there, welcome to Hermit Haven. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jackie. We're so excited to invite you into our safe space. Hermit Haven is like a cozy little hideout where we can celebrate being confident in ourselves as we find happiness in quiet moments.
So grab your favorite blanket and your favorite drink, and let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, I'm Jackie. Welcome back to Hermit Haven.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're so excited to have you here today on episode 71. I can't believe we're here still. We're talking about entering the season, right? We're entering March, which is spring. We're in the middle of March right now, and we're just entering the season. We're coming out of this winter gloomy season, and I feel like sometimes it's like you're defrosting. You're just waiting for someone to defrost. You're waiting for that spring break. You're waiting for whatever you're waiting for. And in reality, you need to be the light in this season. You need to bring that joy, wherever you go. You need to defrost yourself and go. So we're going to really get into why it's so important being the light in a new season and how your light can guide someone else's light and that can guide someone else's light. And you really can change anything.
I feel like it obviously makes sense that we're talking about this now because it's like winter moving into spring. So clearly, but it's not always winter moving into spring that you would feel this way, right? Sometimes you just have low motivation or you just you don't always know. Sometimes you do know why you're sad or just not feeling life in general. You're just surviving, but sometimes you're just not really sure and you're just maybe in a little bit of a funk, right? And so we all experience this. You're not alone. We all feel this way. And it life ebbs and flows too. So I feel sometimes you're on it, I'm doing the things, and other times I'm yeah, I just don't really want to talk to people for a week. And so it's not always winter, but obviously this is fitting going from winter to spring. And I just wanted to let you know that we all feel this way sometimes and it is normal. And so we'll talk about how to get out of it now, right?
Yeah, I feel like too, being a woman, you could just be that time of the month, whatever it is, I
Yep.
feel like it's so much more on our plate as a woman. We already have to deal with our hormones. We already have to deal with everything else, right? And then you add seasonal depression almost because there's no sunlight, or all of a sudden the season is whacked out and you have summer today, winter tomorrow, and a snowstorm the next day. Right? It's just so ridiculous this time of year. I feel like, it's one of those years where it's like the season where it's almost challenging you to kind of get out of your comfort zone, right? How do you readjust your plans even in this time of season, right? And I think it's you can either sit there and think about all these things it's raining now, I don't want to go, right? Or I'm so tired from the long winter, I just want to take a nap, right? You can have these long hard thoughts and they're okay to have, right? All thoughts are okay to have. But instead, it's about showing up and saying, okay, I'm going to put on that playlist I haven't listened to in 5 years that, makes me go, woo, woo. And or it could be that new album that comes out, or it could be I don't know, that spring coffee feeling of maybe lavender, right? We usually get some lavender coffee around spring,
Mhm.
right?
I think
I
I've
don't
had
know.
lavender coffee. I need to try
Oh,
that.
oh my God. There used to be this one in somewhere near Orlando. I can't even think. Claremont, I think it was. And I think we went there for 2 months straight because I just needed it every week. It was so good. It was lavender with honey nut, honey
Ooh,
nut, oat milk. It was
I
so
need to try that when I go out to Disney.
so good. So good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think that I think there's a few things that I do. I'm just gonna go into what I would do. And it's funny because I feel like my winter blues happen in the summer because it's hard for us to get outside. We talked about this last episode, or yeah, last episode. It's hard for Floridians to get outside in the summer. Not hard, but in the morning you can go outside. It's hot. It's very hot from the moment that you wake up. It is hot. There's no cool breeze. There's no coolness. It is hot. And then the afternoons, it's a thunderstorm.
so the
That's
summer
Florida weather
flame. So instead of
every single
winter
day.
blues, we can call it a
Yes.
summer flame or something.
Yeah. Every single, and it goes away fast, but still. So I'm thinking of it from when I'm inside all summer long and I'm oh my gosh, I just want to be able to go for a walk outside. But if I step outside for 5 seconds, I'm gonna be sweating and not being able to breathe. But I think that when you are in that kind of mindset, or you're in a funk for whatever reason, or something really crazy is happening in your life, whether like I guess like having a having a new kid. I feel like I shouldn't have said it like that, but like having a new baby. I mean, it is kind of crazy, right? Like having kids. But like grief, things like that, like things that are heavy that like really kind of impact your life a lot or impact your mindset. Kids clearly impact your physical routine a lot and sometimes create a physical barrier to what you can do. But I try my hardest, and this is what's helped me the past few years, is focusing on what can I do for myself? Like what can I like being in control, right? I think we all like being in control, whether we want to admit it or not. And so like what can I control? I can control, how much I move my body, even if it's inside, even if I'm walking around my freaking house just to like get steps in or like move my body or like actually like put music on and just start dancing or put a YouTube, I don't know, whatever. But I just move it, like just the movement of your body, whether it's working out or not, doesn't have to be working out. I'm just saying move helps so much because your like mental focus shifts when your body is physically moving. This is like proven thing. I'm not just like trying to say this. I listen to a lot of podcasts. It's like science. So when you're physically moving, it helps your brain to shift out of whatever you're thinking. It helps. I'm not saying it goes away completely, but I try to think of how can I move my body? Like, what foods am I eating? I am an emotional eater. I never realized that I was until like a few years ago. I'm an emotional eater, and when I'm sad or overwhelmed or frustrated or whatever, I tend to just go to the pantry and like not eat a crazy amount, but I eat things that I don't want to be eating, or like I don't need to be eating. So trying to like be in control of what I'm eating and picking the right foods is really helpful. I'm just saying this is what helpful for me, but this always helpful. Moving my body, being in control of what I'm eating. I can't say that you can always control what you're thinking because I just don't think that that's true. I have crazy thoughts that come in my head and I don't even realize that they're there until after I've been thinking them. And then I'm like, oh, dang, like I felt like I was out of control of what I was even thinking. But I can control what I do after I have the thought. I can decide, do I want to like accept that crazy thought that obviously is not true? Or do I want to be like, it was just a thought that popped in there, just a thing that I can just let go of, right? So, like, I just try to think of all the things that I can actually control in my life and be more in control. That really helps me be more motivated, stay out of a funk. It helps me stay out of a funk more too, not just get out of a funk, but it helps me stay out of one. It helps me recover, like through my dad, my dad dying, like, oh, there's a lot of crazy things. And these are the things that have really helped my mood, helped me recover, helped me not just get out of it, like I said, but like stay in a better mental health place. And I feel like that's relative to what we're talking about here, right?
It is. It's important. You're doing like what your body needs, like what you
Yeah.
mentally need and what your body needs, right? Like that's important. Like you can't show up and make a difference, right, in your own season, anyone else's season if you're not taking care of yourself
Yep.
at all, right? And I think that's so important that, eating the right foods, getting movement, doing all the things because really like at the end of the day, this what we're trying to talk about here is taking care of yourself so that way you could show up and make a difference and like be the light, like in the sense like I don't know, like you can you don't need to be social, you don't need a bunch of friends, right? But being the light can just mean something like I don't know, like you've been seeing and I like that, I don't know, the science museum is on, cheaper tickets right now. All right, maybe suggest let's go there and plan for the day to go there, right? Like that could be the light for your family, right? Instead of staying at home watching the same movies, playing the same video games, playing the same games, like you're being the light for your family. Or the light for your family could be like, oh, I read an article, I thought about you. Let me send that to you, right?
Mhm.
Like sometimes we don't realize like just the little things. I think too, like, I don't know if this is just me being me, but like I'll literally tell mom, like, I could see like she's having a rough day. I'll be like, you're doing great. Like, like she probably doesn't need
Yeah.
to hear it, but like she
Yeah, they
does.
do need to hear it.
But she
I
does,
need to hear it. No, I was just thinking like if I'm in a bad mood and I'm walking through a store, grocery store, whatever, I'm on my way to do things. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm probably not looking at anyone, or if I am, I probably have really bad RBF, right? Because I'm in a bad mood. But if I'm helping myself consistently so that I can stay in a better mood, when I'm out around people, I'm smiling. I'm like, hi, good morning, you know, or if I'm on a walk, like I was on a walk this morning, if I see someone like it's you would think that I'd be the person that would like kind of be like, "Oh, I don't see you," but like I don't. I'm like, "Good morning," you know, and I'm saying I'm just you're making someone's day. Like it makes them feel so good when you recognize them and they feel seen, and like that is a super small but like big way to make an
I
impact
think
and be
too,
the light.
like, I mean, sometimes you don't even realize like how big your impact can be. Like, and sometimes someone might change you. Like, you might like someone might be too afraid or too shy to be like, I really like your outfit. But imagine if you first complimented them, then they would feel confident to talk to you back. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to be the leader, and it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard, right? Like, you're not gonna overnight be like, you're a great mom. I love your outfit. Oh my God, let me hold the door for you. Do you need help with your child? Like, it's just not going to happen overnight, right? Like, it's not going to happen overnight that all of a sudden you're going to be like super mom. You're going to be like, I can bake 4 cakes, do 10 loads of laundry, and do everything that I possibly can in the house in the 24 hours I have. Like, come on, let's be honest. Mentally, all that takes so much work, right? We only have 24 hours a day, and everyone's obviously going to use their 24 hours different. So we're all going to get different stuff done at different times, right? So being the light can mean setting up something for your child for when they wake up, like instead of them waking up and being trying to figure out what toys they need, right? It could be like a simple activity, or being the light for yourself can mean, oh, I really want to get off my phone. So maybe putting a book near my bed, right? Now I'm lighting myself up, right? Like, I don't think we see it this way. So while we're walking into the season or running or skipping or hopping, right? And whatever season you're walking into, right? Because you might be listening to this episode in season of winter, right? And it's not spring when you're listening to it anymore, right? No matter what you're walking into, what chapter, season, however you want to look at it, you can make a difference for yourself and someone else and everyone around you. But first, yeah, you need to take care of yourself. So that's step A. Like, no matter what episode you're listening to, no matter where you're at in life, taking care of yourself is always going to be first. And does not mean just doing the basics. If you do the basics, that's amazing because honestly, that's hard itself, right? Like,
Yeah.
we should be rewarded. Like, we should be rewarding ourselves just for doing the basics because in reality, that takes a lot of work because we're already getting pulled in 15 different directions. But what we mean by taking care of ourselves is taking the extra 5 minutes to journal, maybe, or taking the extra 5 minutes to read affirmations, or taking the extra 5 minutes to, I don't know, like pray, to, if you're, whatever it is, wherever you feel closest and spiritual to your soul, to your insides, to your brain, like whatever it is that takes you to that self development place that you need to be in, right? Then that's what you need to do. But once you get past that, once you get to that point where you are doing that little extra stuff, right? You're doing that little extra take care of yourself, then you could start showing up and being the light because no matter what is happening around you, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't matter if someone's having a whole cat fight in front of you and they're trying to put you in it. Cool. I got nothing to do with it. Like, I'm going to keep walking, right? Or let's say, you're trying to be nice to someone and then they get like all weird and awkward and then you're like, "Oh my God, did I do something wrong?" No. You don't feel that anyway anymore because you knew that you showed up into that topic and you were like, "Hey, I was trying to be nice to you and I wasn't trying to be weird, but you're being weird to me. So that's all on you," right? Like, you start getting to the point where nothing phases you because you know
Yeah.
that what you're doing is you're trying. You're trying to be that light. You're trying to like start something special for someone and start something special for you. And that's what's so important about being the light is that you're going to make a difference, not just now, not in the next 5 minutes, but for generations to come in a weird way, right? Because then you don't know what's going to be someone's core memory. You don't know what's going to change your life. You don't know what's going to spark an entire interest. You don't know what's going to spark an entire, like, I don't know, like a new journey for you. Like, you don't know. And sometimes, unfortunately, yeah, things happen that we didn't expect. And we, might pull us back. It might not make us feel that we are as bright as we can be, right? And like we are dimmed. And that's a natural, normal thing, right? Like, that is natural and normal, right? But if you continue to take the extra 5-10 minutes you do to pour into yourself, not just the basics, right? We're not just surviving, we're thriving. And when we mean thriving, it might not be a whole production here where I'm making 50 cakes and all my laundry's done by the end of the day, right? When I mean thriving, it might mean that I spend 10 minutes reading 15 extra pages today, or I even read 15 pages, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
great goal alone, right? And I think what I love about this topic is, and I say this so many times, you don't know how much you're going to change someone's life, so don't be afraid to do it. Like,
Yeah.
you really don't know. Like, I think about this all the time. Like, I always call myself, and you guys might laugh if you're listening to this, but I call myself the matchmaker sometimes because I feel like so many times I connect people together and I never see them again. But that person that they connected with are still best friends. They're still together. Like, whatever it is, like, right? Like, and I realize as time goes on, I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve others. I'm here to show up for others, but I can't serve and show up for others. And I can't be that person I want to be if I'm not filling my cup first and being the bright sunshine person I am. And I think that means that I'm working for those hard feelings. I'm working for those emotions that I don't want to work through. I'm working through habits that I was taught was right? I was taught it was okay to believe these things, right? I'm breaking through those barriers,
Hmm.
right? And that's how you become sunshine, is truly breaking through those barriers that are shackling you down.
Yeah, like when you can become like the most authentic version of you and you're not afraid to like be that person, that's like ultimate freedom, right? Like you so in the book that I'm obsessed with that I just finished it again. I've listened to it 5 times this year.
And if you want the link of it, it's in our newsletter. It's there for
In
you.
the newsletter. It's called Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor. I've been listening to it. I like I always say I'm pretty sure it's a physical book too, but it's like an interview of this guy. Anyway, he's very rich and has done a lot in his life and he's a very smart man, but he teaches you how to like not just change your habits. I've read like Atomic Habits and that's a great book too, but it's like how to actually change like your what is it called? The
Right. Mm,
your
thought process?
deep down person you are, your subconscious. Wow. How to like change, like actually change you. Like how to, if there's things about yourself where you're like, one of the things he was talking about is respond instead of react, right? So if someone comes up to you and they're like, Ashley, you are so annoying and your hair is terrible, right? Like you would be like, what? Like that's so mean, right? And you start like getting like amped up and you're like, that's just so rude. And like your body's just like, ah, you're like this in the inside. And
That's
he's
totally not me, but yes.
but like that's me. Like if someone is like saying something that annoys me, like immediately I'm like one of those like kettles that's starting to boil with water. Like that's like you can imagine when you think of me. And I don't want to be that person. And anyway, so he talks in there, there's this one specific part where he talks about responding instead of reacting. Responding is where someone says that to you, but you sit back for a second and you're like, that's not me though. I know I'm not annoying and I know that my hair is awesome. So like I don't need to be upset by what they said because what they said isn't true. You know, like
That's
and
me.
that's the difference. That's a difference and that's where I want to be. I want to have like if someone doesn't like me, which I've always had an issue with, right? That's just like something that I'm trying to get over.
Mm.
Is like someone not liking me, someone not even not agreeing with me because I don't really care about that, but just someone like thinking that I'm something that I'm not. That really bothers me and I'm trying to not let it bother me. And I'm trying to be, and the more that you know who you are, I don't know if I'm getting off topic here, sorry, but when
You're not.
it's part of being the light, because when you are so like, you know who you are and you're so good with knowing like no that's not me so I don't even need to be upset, you don't need to react, you don't need to be on the defense, you don't be defensive because you're
Yeah.
just like that's and then when you have that like mentality you're able to just be like lighter and you probably will surprise the person by being like,
Cool.
no, and they'll be like, oh, like they might think twice about it and it might be like maybe, I don't know, like you just influence people in that way. But anyway, I just think having that kind of the whole circle here with my crazy brain is like when you are in that state where you're just like being the most authentic you're able to not only obviously be there for other people, but you are able to influence people in such a positive way because they feel better being themselves, around you or around others. And like, imagine if we were just like all just running around like our most authentic selves, like we'd be so much happier. There'd probably like less war in the world. Like, come on, like there'd be like so much less negativity and people just fighting with each other because they'd be like, you're allowed to think what you want and I'm allowed to think what I want and I know who I am, so it's okay. You know? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I
My
think
TED Talk. That's my TED Talk.
I love it. I feel like in the great words of Eminem, I am whoever you say I am. If I wasn't, why would I say I am? In the news and the paper every day, I am whatever you say I am. No, but like honestly, I was bullied in middle school. They used to make fun of me all the time, and like it's so funny though. I was telling my mother-in-law the other day, but I was like, you know, the girls that used to make fun of me in middle school still follow me on Facebook and still watch my stories. Like they all have babies and they all have children, and they still watch my stories
It's
religiously.
your sunshine and they
And I'm
want
just like,
sunshine in their life.
I think it's funny because you guys made fun of me for who I was as a child. Like, you would literally call me in a language that you thought I didn't understand because I didn't understand it. I had friends that understood it. They would make fun of me in another language that their native tongue, and they would make fun of me. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, whatever you think I am, that's cool because that's not who I think I am. And I
Yeah.
think once you get to the power of like, you know who you are because you tell yourself, you know, I'm amazing. I'm great. Like, I am these things and I deserve everything in this world, right? And I deserve to bring who I am, the good and the bad, right? Because there is bad, right? But people are never going to learn from like, this sounds crazy, but people are never going to learn how to change themselves by themselves. Sometimes they need to see someone else behave the way they behave for them to change.
Yeah. Be
I
like,
just want to put
whoa,
that
that
up.
was kind of not nice. Oh wait, I do that too.
Exactly. So it's okay sometimes that in a situation you bring that bad behavior. And it's not okay in the sense like you don't fix it, right? Like you need to learn and take accountability for your bad
And we
behavior. But I'm saying like someone should not say like I think like, you know, like you need to learn and our people need to learn from that too. And like that's part of being
yeah.
the light is like realizing, okay, like I brought this bad behavior to the situation. How can I now bring light to the situation?
Yeah, and I like in the book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, he talks about how like all these actions and like these thoughts that we have, they're not our own. Like they were influenced by someone else. Like some growing up, all these different things that we experienced influenced us to make us who we are, right? So things that what hold us back, like limits that hold us back. He was like, you know, he's like, not that it's all about money, but he's like, the first thing I will ask someone when I'm trying to help them is like, what's the most amount of money that they've ever made? Because it's a marker that I can use. Because usually, like, you think that you have this limit, not just with money, but like with everything, right? With weight loss, people are like, there's just no way I could ever be like that person. I could never look like that because I've never done it before, right? And so we all think that because that it's just like the experiences that we've had and people right those girls probably heard it from someone else they or their parents or whoever, someone making them think what they were thinking that it was okay to come to you and say and I got made fun of too, so you're not alone there. But someone somewhere made them think this was okay or gave them enough insecurity
Or
to
then give them the guidance. Like a lot of times
yeah,
that's what it is like, you know, like we don't like now we're speaking up about it, right? But like did our parents speak up about this when we were kids? Did we speak
yeah,
up about it? Did our teachers speak up about it? Like, no, right?
no,
Like we are now speaking up about it, so now we have the guidance that we
yeah,
need.
yeah. And now we can be the light for everyone else moving
And
forward and
that's
we can just be happy and be ourselves and go do the things we want to do and just like
so true though. Like you have to unteach yourself what you were taught, and sometimes you don't realize it, right? And I
yeah,
think sometimes too, sometimes it's like what society tells us, or sometimes it's like what we heard, or like sometimes it's something that we heard on a movie or a TV show 20 years ago, and now it's like coming back to us, and we don't realize it. Like
yeah,
we just don't
yeah,
realize. Like again, we don't realize it. I also think when you're the light in your own life or someone else's life, like you don't know how that could change someone in 15 years when they're in the same similar situation and they don't know what to do. Like, you
yeah,
know, like
yeah,
they're like, well, da 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 da, right? And I think that's why it's important to speak up, tell your story, and be there for others, right? And I think sometimes, and I think as you get older, you're gonna have more life that happens. So you're gonna have more experiences. So you're gonna be able to show up in different ways, right? Like, and I think too, the season you're in, you might not able to show up for yourself in the same way you're able to show up for yourself in a different season. And so if you can't show up for yourself right now strongly and amazingly and do all the things, then yeah, it's going to be hard to be the light for someone else. So again, the light might look like, oh, I know my coworker really likes, at 7 a.m., she likes to come in and, she likes when the lights are dim and the certain song plays, like whatever it is, right? Like, like she likes her work atmosphere that way. Maybe I'll turn it that way for her today and surprise her. Like that will make her day,
Aw.
Or like I like my dad's super cute. My dad will get like his students donuts once in a while and surprise them. Like, it's just things like that. Like that could be the light. Like
I love that.
it doesn't have to be all the time, right? It doesn't have to be something that you're like every day, like, how am I the light? I have to be the
Right.
light. No, being the light means taking the opportunity to do something good for you and someone else around you.
This is giving me all the ideas right now. We just we're so, like, consumed with our own lives, right? Like, with the things that we have to do every day and getting the things done and making sure everyone stays alive and everyone eats and everyone gets where they have to be and, like, everyone's happy, like, so we're always concerned about that, but we don't think about those little tiny things that we could be doing that would really make someone's day. Like, I don't care, I'm not a gifts person, it's not my love language, at least the last time I took it, but you could literally get me anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I have 100 of them. And I would be like, "You thought of me? Thank you." I'd be so excited about it. Like, because just someone thinking about you.
I think too, going off that, like I do this with my son a lot, but every time we like read a book that his grandmother got him or his nana got him, I always tell him like, "Oh, this one, let's read the book Lala got you." Like he might not understand it, but like his grandmother hearing like it all the time, like that gives her light, like that
Yeah.
brings her light, like like knowing that she's held in conversations throughout the house, like knowing
Yeah.
that, and I think sometimes
Yeah.
like we don't realize it's not a physical gift. It's sometimes like
Yep.
yeah, it stems from the gift that she gave us this conversation. But, it could be something simple as should we take a picture and send it to Lala? Or is it something simple as let's call Nana, we were, we're eating her favorite food, yogurt.
Usually the most impactful gifts aren't physical. So,
Exactly. I
yeah.
think that's what being the light is just taking the second to listen more, taking a second to think more, taking a second to just be there. And I think that means to yourself too, right? Like being the light for yourself might also mean like, I know I have all this laundry. We keep talking about the laundry, but laundry doesn't end. But I may have all this laundry, but I have a new candle. I'm gonna go take a bubble bath. This laundry can wait a day?
Yeah.
Like, it's sometimes breaking the chains of responsibilities and chores and, like, being needed somewhere else, right? Like, I know it's hard to be like, "Take my kids." Like, I gotta go take a bath. Like, that's obviously not gonna happen like that. But, like, my child's asleep, I can take a bath, you know? Like, I don't need to do this right now, right? Sometimes we have to choose to break the schedules, choose to break the ordinary, choose to, like, go out of our comfort zone. Like, we had the other night, we were at Purim, or when we're recording this, because this is obviously like a couple weeks later, but we were at Purim and it was me, Matt, and Ari, and I could tell there was another family and they had a cute little boy, and I could tell they were like the same age, the boys. So I asked, how old's your child? By the way, how old your child is the equivalent to have you seen Mickey Mouse today when you worked at Disney World? And or as my mother-in-law said, have you been here before when you walk into a place? Literally the equivalent of. So if you don't know how to spark a conversation with another parent, just ask them how old their child is. I swear. It sparks a conversation every single time. But I'm not lying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you ask me what my kid's name is, I'll be like, that's weird. But if you ask me how old my kid is, I'll be like, yeah, my
Yeah.
kid is blah blah blah. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Totally talk to you about them.
But anyway, so we asked how old the kid is, and we started talking. Kids are like 2 months apart. So the whole time, like, there was like another mother, like a little bit not far away from us, and I kind of like tell she was like itching to get into our conversation, like itching. Like I could tell she just kept wanting to like speak up, but she just didn't have like the courage. Almost, I felt like she didn't know
Yeah.
if she was invited to the conversation. Almost.
Sounds like me.
So we finally like bumped into her when we were like going downstairs to like eat pizza or whatever. And I was like, hey, like, how old's your Tinkerbell? Because it's poor and we're all dressed up. So I'm like, hey, how old's your Tinkerbell? And she's like, "Oh, my Tinkerbell, she's 18 months old. We're actually new here too. We've never been here also." I was like, "Oh, us too. Like, you want to come hang out with us?" And I'm like, so now we have like a
Aw.
whole group chat of moms. We're all supposed to go to the library next week.
Oh,
But I,
stop. I love
but like,
that.
but like, if I didn't go to the first mom and ask how old her son was,
Yeah,
and then I didn't go to the next mom, like.
yeah.
Sometimes, like, and everyone like thinks I'm a social bug, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I do have some social bugness to me. But 50 that's only like 50% of the time. Like what you don't see the other 50% of the time is me crashing out and like dying in my bed afterwards, being like over socialized. I am such a hermit homebody. Like, but if I wasn't but I know myself. Like that's what it is. Like I know
Yeah,
myself. Like I know I can go be the light for others and I can be my light for myself if I have that balance of 50-50.
yeah.
Part of it.
People probably wouldn't think I'm as quiet as I am if it was just one-on-one. It's more like when I'm in a group setting that I'm like, you can tell that I'm the queen typically. But sometimes I'm like I'm wanting to make sure that everyone feels so comfortable that I do overtalk because I'm like, is everyone okay? Like, not everyone okay, but just like trying to make sure everyone's involved. But I think it's important to also note that you don't always have to wait until you feel like your highest self to
Mhm.
bring the light to yourself or others. Like you don't always have to wait till you're feeling your best to like go to the workout or treat yourself to a spa day at home or whatever. Like you don't have to feel your best to do those things or to do any of the other things that we've talked about on this podcast so far, this episode about things for others. Like you don't always have to feel your highest self, but those things will actually help bring you up and make you feel better. So
And
just
it's
working on
okay to like drown yourself in a pint of ice cream while listening to sad music. Like that might just be how you reconnect to yourself. It's okay. Like it is okay.
a
Like
recovering emotional eater. I can't do that.
I'm just saying, like it's okay, but again, hold yourself accountable. That's what, and no matter what topic we're talking about, hold yourself accountable. It's
Yeah.
okay to have a pity party. It's okay to blame someone else for like a hot second, but a hot second. Like you can't sit there and have your pity party for longer than that. Like,
Yeah.
like I think when you continue to live in this like, oh, nothing's going to get better, nothing's going to change, right? Well, why is it someone else's responsibility to come change it for you? Why is it someone else's responsibility
Yeah.
to create what you want for yourself and your dreams and your goals and for your children and for your family and for your friends? Why is it someone else's responsibility? It's not. It's your responsibility to be the light for you, to be the light for your family, and to be the light for everyone else around you that you love and even the people you don't love, right? Because to do something on this earth. You have a mission and you're part of this earth, right? We are part of this community. We are part of whatever it is, whatever you religion, we're part of whatever work we show up to, we're part of these things. And you just want to show up and be a C character, like a D character, not even a C character. Like I mean like the character in the back of the movie that doesn't even have a title, right? Then that's cool. Like if that's how you're happy living your daily day life, nothing is going to change. But if you start stepping up for yourself, you start stepping up for everyone else, you're going to be that person with the title that's like, "Hey, we all know who that character is," right?
Yeah.
Because that person's known for. And guess what's going to happen when Hashem, one day you're not here on this earth? You're going to be known for something. You're going to have a legacy. People are going to talk about your stories. And how awesome is that? That rooms are going to be filled with all the positive you did and nothing negative. Like, yeah, and of course, people are going to talk terrible about you because people are terrible like that. But like, how amazing is that? That rooms can be filled with how much you did for them.
Hmm.
And sometimes rooms are going to be filled that you didn't even know were talking about you, about what you
Yeah.
did for them.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of your ideas. Don't be afraid of your thoughts. Don't be afraid of speaking up. Don't be afraid of standing up for someone. Don't be afraid of saying hi to someone. Don't be afraid of holding the door for someone. And don't be afraid of taking care of yourself first by doing more than just surviving. And we love you all. We want you to know that you are the light in our world. We wouldn't be here if we weren't creating this light with you. And we love doing this with you. And we hope you hang out with us every single Wednesday. And is there anything else I missed in this episode?
No, I think that's it. I think we always kind of do like a little takeaway. You could just think of one small thing that you could shift in your life or do for someone else just to make you feel better, make them feel better.
Yeah, I love this. I think we need to start, I say this every time, but we should start putting these questions like with like drop like the episode idea, like the episode, like, hey, we have a new episode, but I think we should drop these just as like separate questions.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think these are
Agree.
so good. Like,
Yeah.
how can you, I think when you're listening to this episode, I want you also to think about what's one thing I could do for myself and what's one thing I could do for someone else.
Yep.
And again, it doesn't have to be my mom, it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to go buy a cake for my family because they love cake, right? It could just be like waking up maybe 5 minutes earlier and surprise and waking up my kids and giving them hugs instead of them waking me up,
Yeah.
like it, whatever you want it to be.
Be telling your husband how much you appreciate them out of the blue,
Yeah,
you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
So I think take this episode as you would, but at the end of the day, know that you can change someone's world. You can change your world. And that's what's amazing about when you take care of yourself, how much you start realizing the world is changing around you.
Hmm. Love it. Love you
Okay,
guys.
well,
See you
see
next
y'all
week.
next week. Bye bye.
Thanks for spending time with us today and being part of our Hermit Haven community.
We hope you enjoyed our cozy chat and are inspired to embrace your inner hermit.
Remember, even in the quiet moments, you're never alone on this journey because we are truly all in this together.
So until next time, stay cozy, stay true to yourself, and keep spreading love wherever you go.
Bye for now.
We'll see you next time.